Hi friends, and welcome back to day 5 of my What Actually Sold series. My name is Maria and I'm a part-time reseller on Poshmark and on eBay, and we are going through some of my old thrift with me's to see what has actually sold, because as fun as it is to shop, it is more important to actually sell the things we are picking up. So we're gonna go through each and every item that I purchased on Thriftmas day 5, which was a really fun series on my channel where I went to Goodwill every single day in a row for the first 12 days of December. I picked up a lot of stuff and thankfully I am seeing a lot of stuff sell. So if you have been watching these videos, day 4 was a lower sell-through rate so far, so I'm happy to report day 5 picked back up a little bit. I'm also seeing some sales of day 1 through 4 that, although they hadn't sold yet in those videos, they have now sold by the day I'm filming this, so that is obviously encouraging as well. Maybe once we get to day 12, I'll do like a total, like a quick number recap if you'd be interested in seeing just out of my entire 12 days of Thriftmas, how much profit did I end up making. So before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe. I've been seeing some great growth on my channel. So thank you so much to those of you that have already subscribed and are so kind and loving to me down in the comments and just engagement on my channel. I don't feel like I deserve it, so I wanted to give you guys a quick shout out before we get going. But yeah, let's dive into Thriftmas day 5. So on this day where we went shopping, we shopped basically the new racks and the new carts that roll out at my local store, and I ended up purchasing 13 items for a total cost of $84.79. So that made my cost of goods $6.52 per item. That's a little bit higher, I think, than the last couple days have been, which means I probably did not have a 20% off coupon. The only way to get a discount at my store is to donate something to the store, and then you can get a 20% off discount. You can also roll some of your rewards points. So I probably had a couple dollars that I rolled, but average cost of goods on this day was $6.52. As we go through the video, I will be popping up the footage from my thrift with me. If you haven't watched it, you can of course go back and watch the full video. And then the items are just listed in the way that I typed them in my inventory. So they might not be exactly in order of how we found them in the thrift with me, but you guys get it. You're smart. I know that you'll be okay. Unfortunately, the first item on my list has not yet sold, and that were these tree-torn boots. They were kids' boots. They looked nice. They looked like quality. I did comp them in the store, and I thought that they would sell, but they unfortunately have not yet sold. Now, they are specifically more of a rain boot. They're not a winter snow boot. And obviously through winter, those were the boots that were selling for me. So I'm holding out a little bit of hope that come into spring, that maybe these will sell. But as I'm looking back through my inventory of like kids shoes and kids boots and what hasn't sold, I'm really seeing that I'm having a hard time selling rain boots. I have a couple pair of Kamek boots. I think they're the raindrops style. I have 2 of them listed that have been listed forever. Those have not sold. These have not sold. So I might need to consider maybe not picking up rain boots in the future. Let me know from your perspective. I've sold some adult like bogs boots. Actually, I've sold kids bogs boots. Those sell really well, even rain boots. And I've sold some adult and kids hunter boots. So those both seem like good categories for me. I also really like selling the Crocs Handle It rain boots. I will continue to pick those up. They're not going to sell for a ton, but they have a really good sell-through rate. They tend to sell fast. So let me know, what's your experience with rain boots, men's, women's, kids? Have you sold tree torn? But these have not yet sold. So the next also have not yet sold. They were the other kids shoe purchase that I made, and they were these Crocs Classic, but they were the Galaxy style. I think they only had these priced at like $6, maybe $8. I would not pay more than that. And I was having a time where Crocs had been selling really well for me, even just the classic like clog style. But I've been seeing that slow down for me a lot over the last year. Crocs just in all categories, but especially in just the classic style. So again, let me know, are you experiencing the same thing? This is another one that maybe moving into spring and summer will sell better, but I want to say it was fleece lined. So I don't know. I thought the style was cute. It looked like outer space, but no go on that. Now, the most exciting pickup of the day, which if you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen this because I posted it immediately. If you're not following me on Instagram, come on. It's a lot of fun over there. It's at Life with MariaNicole, where I share, what's selling. I share like my shipping with me. I share just pictures of my kids and my normal life. So if you're interested in that, come on over to Instagram. But I found these duck feet blue shoes, like a sneaker shoe, loafer, flat thing. I had never heard of this brand. I think when we came in the store, we saw the very first rack, and then I was walking towards the other new racks of clothes, and these just caught my eye. I think I saw the shoe had a little Swiss flag on the side. And anything that's made in Europe or other countries is oftentimes worth at least looking up. Doesn't mean it's going to be amazing, but it usually is at least worth looking up. When I picked these up, I could tell they were leather. I could tell they were really cool, unique design. Obviously, I comped them. And these shoes sell so well. Once I got these listed, I listed them really quickly. They sold on eBay for $90, like in less than a day. I have they sold in a day here, but it was even less than a day. It was not even 24 hours. That was an offer I accepted. I think I maybe priced them at $125. So definitely something that if I wanted to hold out longer, I probably could have gotten a little bit more, but I am all about quick sales. That is a great profit for me. I didn't really see solds or listed of this blue color. And it's one of those things that maybe because it's rare, it could have done really well, but it's also one of those things that because it's not a classic black or brown, that no one would want a blue shoe, and it could have hurt the value. So I'm not really sure, but somebody wanted it at $90, and I was happy to accept that, because basically a day after I started listing this haul, my profit on just that one thing was $72.67. And remember, I only spent $84.79 on this entire haul. So basically by selling one thing, I almost made back my entire haul minus $7. You can't ask for better than that. Okay, the next thing I picked up was this Mountain Hardwear blue puffer jacket. It was women's size, I think small or medium. And this is something, a golden rule of thrifting: check the put back rack. Now, my Goodwills post-COVID have still not opened the dressing rooms. You cannot try anything on in the Goodwill, but they still have a rack outside the dressing rooms that are locked and say they're closed. And people kind of go through their cart over there, and if there's something they don't want, that's kind of where you're supposed to put it. So I always check that rack. It's the last thing I do usually before I check out. And I found this. So I was excited to have one more grab before we checked out that day. I sold this on Poshmark for $25. It was listed for 110 days, and I made $13.48. Mountain Hardwear is a solid seller for me, and these puffer jackets, especially the packable ones in lots of brands, I talk about this on my channel a lot, they're usually worth picking up. I've sold them in Columbia, I've sold them in North Face, I've sold them in Patagonia, I've sold them in, like, Calvin Klein sells a lot of these actually. And yeah, keep an eye out for them because they typically sell pretty well. Next, I found a cute pair of pajamas. I found a Hannah Anderson pajama set. It was a boys. It had like green stripes across it. And I have a soft spot for Hannah Anderson. I know it's not going to sell for a ton. Some of the like girls' dresses can sell in like the 30s or 40s. I knew this wasn't gonna hit that, but also for a 2 set of pajamas, they had this priced at like $5 or so, which isn't bad because obviously the kids stuff, they priced a lot lower. So I knew that this would sell, and it did. It sold on Poshmark. I accepted an offer for $18. It was only listed for 89 days, and I made $7.88. So lower on the profit side, but it's still a sale. Made my cost of goods back, made me $8 on top of that. Happy with that. Okay, the next one unfortunately has not just sold, and that is this Free People leopard shirt. It's like a sheer chiffon blouse. It's really beautiful. The good thing is I did already wear it to work a couple times, so I've gotten my money kind of back out of it already. And Free People is hit or miss. I have a lot of Free People that is still sitting, and I have a lot of Free People that sells. I actually just like an hour ago sold a pair of Free People black leather sandals, like a platform, like Y2K style, for $76. So Free People definitely still sells. This was pretty basic. I knew that going into it. I also knew that I could wear it, get a little bit of use out of it. And yeah, leopard print doesn't really go out of style, so I do think this will sell eventually. Next was maybe one I could have considered leaving behind. That's always part of why I want to do these videos with you, is to really analyze, was it a good pickup? Was it not a good pickup? Maybe at this point, is there a reason it hasn't sold? Do I just need to be more patient? Is it out of season? Or is this a learning lesson for me that I should share with you to reevaluate maybe in the future? And it was these Athleta 100% linen shorts. Now, I do love selling 100% linen. I've mentioned before, like when I am shopping at the bins, or if I can find like a dollar day or a grab bag or like my free swap meets, I will grab 100% linen in good condition every time, no matter the brand. So I would have picked these up under those conditions. Should I have paid the like $5 or $6 Goodwill price? Maybe not. Maybe not. They haven't sold. We are now moving into spring and summer, so I am hopeful that they didn't sell yet because it was winter. I'm starting to see linen sell. I just don't necessarily think that Athleta people are looking for linen shorts. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm hoping that I'm wrong, but like when I think about going for a run, I don't think about buying linen shorts. I want something that's like moisture wicking. I imagine going to like, I don't know, Lily Pulitzer, or like, I don't know, some of the other like more coastal brands, not necessarily an athletic wear brand. So hopefully moving into spring and summer, these will sell. Okay, the next one is an interesting one, but it was this really beautiful soft surroundings, like long blue dress. It was called the Reawaken style. I was able to find a really pretty stock photo for it, and this did sell on eBay. I am happy to report. I am unhappy to report that it was returned to me. The person did put in the comments that she loved it. It just didn't work for her, and so it was returned for fit. I do accept returns on eBay for, you know, no strings attached, no reason, as long as the buyer pays shipping. And so this got shipped back to me. It was listed again just like a couple weeks ago, and it has not yet sold again. So for the purposes of this video and for my numbers that we're going to be going through today, it hasn't sold. But for the purposes of does a dress like this sell or not, we have some data that it does sell. I think it'll sell again. It's a beautiful color for this time of year. It's a cute style, and I have high hopes that it will sell again. Okay, the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 actually, so all of them, because we're on number 9, are all denim. I found as we were going through one of the new racks, if you remember, I found just like a treasure trove of really good denim brands. So we're gonna go through all of these, and all 5 have sold at this point. So that's amazing. Let's go through each one. The first one was a pair of Madewell white jean shorts. All of these sold pretty well, I think, because they were in the larger sizes. Some of the smaller sizes do tend to sit for me. I do like picking them up so that I am inclusive in all sizes. I like picking up smaller sizes and larger sizes so that people can shop in my store no matter what your specific size. But I will definitely admit the larger sizes tend to sell better because the demographic of American citizens is skewing larger. So more people are looking for, you know, large and extra larges than are looking for small and extra small, if that makes sense. So these Madewell shorts sold on Poshmark for $31. I had them listed for $35. So my Posher VA sent out a 10% offer with discounted shipping to somebody that had liked it. And they were listed for 110 days, and I ended up making $16.26. 'Tis the season. I've been seeing a lot of denim shorts selling. I've been selling a lot of American Eagle recently. So if you have shorts sitting, please get them listed. I do. I need to get some listed. Okay, the next were these Abercrombie & Fitch Curve Love mom shorts. I have noticed, so anytime, first of all, the Abercrombie & Fitch logos, the brand new one is kind of white, and it will say the style name right on it. If you see that, you know that it's the newer label, and it will tend to do much better than some of the older Abercrombie labels. That new label, I can't really keep in stock. It has a great sell-through rate. It sells really well for me, but I have some Abercrombie jeans that I think are cute that are in the older label, and they are still sitting. So that probably is a factor. So these Curve Love mom shorts, Curve Love also is, I think, also sought after because I've noticed the Curve Love ones sell better for me also. So keep an eye out for Curve Love and definitely put it in the title. These sold on Poshmark for $20. That was an offer I accepted after just a day, and I made $9.48. Also, remember, I was listing these back in like December because we did Thriftmas in December. And so selling a pair of jean shorts in a day in December, I was happy with it. They probably also were listed at $35. $20 is a little bit of a low offer, but still within the range of comps. And for me to sell shorts going into the dead of winter, I was happy to move them along and make $10. Another one that I was really surprised of how quickly they sold were these Madewell Perfect mid-length shorts. These sold on Poshmark for $29 after only 2 days, and I made $16.68. So I was feeling really good about these pickups for these shorts to sell in December, and I do think the sizing helped. Number 12 were these Madewell Stovepipe jeans. These sold on Poshmark surprisingly for $40. These were listed for $45. And again, my Posh VA sent out a 10% off offer with discounted shipping. And after 26 days, so less than a month, these sold for $23.46. I do think the Stovepipe jeans are one of their popular styles. Feel free to agree or disagree with me down below. I'm really struggling to find that sweet spot with Madewell. I actually just came home from thrifting and I left quite a few Madewell jeans behind, which is unusual for me because I've been really trying to hold out for Madewell, but I'm also really trying to be better at leaving behind things, especially at Goodwill prices, that aren't going to make me a good profit. But yeah, these actually shocked me and sold for $40 in just 26 days. So that profit of $23.46, wonderful. And my 13th item on Thriftmas Day 5, I picked up these Abercrombie & Fitch Curve Love 90s Relaxed jeans. I love the 90s Relaxed jeans. They sell in the full length jeans. They sell in the jean shorts. They are, again, that Curve Love technology. These sold on Poshmark for $35. I believe that was my full price. I think that was a full price sale after just $9. No. These were jeans. These were full length. I'm sorry. So I think I had them listed for $45. Somebody offered me $35, which I accepted after only 9 days, and I made $21.48. So let's recap the entire trip. I again purchased 13 items. 8 of those have sold and 5 of those have still not sold. Of the 5 that have not sold, let's see, we've got rain boots, we've got like Crocs sandals, we've got linen shorts, a springy blue dress, and a Free People shirt. So maybe some of those will sell moving into spring and summer. Maybe some just need to take a bit longer. We will see. But my total purchase price again was $84.79. My cost of goods for each item was $6.52. So my total sold profit value of the 8 items that have already sold is $181.39. That is what I've made profit on those items that already sold. If I subtract out my cost of goods for all 8 items to include the ones that have not yet sold, I have already made $96.60 profit, plus I have 5 items still to sell. So I'm basically sitting at $100 profit. I'm way in the green. I still have 5 items left to sell, and those will just be pure profit added on top of it. And remember, I've been saying this in every What Actually Sold video. We were only in these stores for like 30 minutes, maybe up to an hour, probably on average 45 minutes. And most of them were pretty quick listers because the stuff I get at Goodwill is usually pretty much in good condition. Not always, but I'm doing a lot less steaming and lint rolling and cleaning and stain treating than I am when I'm shopping at the bins or swap meets or stuff like that. So they're pretty easy to list, easy to get online, and I'm already looking at $100 profit. So that's it. Stay tuned for What Actually Sold Day 6. It will be coming soon. I also eventually am going to announce a surprise series I have coming up on my channel. So I'm just going to tease it here a little bit. I'm not going to announce it quite yet because I'm still working on it. But stay tuned for that. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Give this video a big thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Bye.